Hi, we're the Lazy Opinionated Punks, and today we're going to do a video on another Christian parent complains about Islam being taught in world history class. So apparently a bunch of schools are teaching children about Islam and Muslim and, all that kind of stuff because, we're pretty much at war with, the Middle East, and they believe in Islam out there. So, of course, the kids are being taught about current events and what both sides are all about. So now parents are all pissed off because their kids are learning about what Islam is and the teachings and everything, and the parents are all like, "No, you're trying to convert my kids to Islam." I'm sorry, they're learning about the opposing side and what they think. So
apparently we're supposed to ban world history classes now because we can't learn anything about anything else in the world. It's world history.
I mean, I remember learning in history class about the Asian dynasties and the samurai and all about their religions and their practices out there, and I learned about all the different religions and beliefs all over the world. No one batted an eye then, but now, since we're at war with Islam, everyone is going nuts that people are being taught about what Islam is. Kids are not being converted. They're just learning what it's about, so that they have that information and knowledge.
Yeah,
so that your kids aren't sitting there going, "Why are we fighting the people in the Middle East?" Well, here's what they believe, this is what they think, and this is what their stuff is based on. So not only do you have a knowledge of why they don't like us, but you also have a knowledge of where they even came from in the first place, where their religion began and everything. Now, the main thing that I'm sure Christians won't like, and is pissing off a lot of them, is that Islam and Muslim have came from Christianity, all those religions came from the same place. Judaism, Christianity, Muslim/Islam, all came from the same kind of place. And it all dates back to, the original Egyptian religions where they worship the sun, if you know your history about religions. But of course, the Christians don't like that because they're going, no, they're not the same thing as us. They didn't branch out from us, or we didn't branch out from them. We have nothing in common. We're not the same as them. Know your fucking history. And that's the thing, is you don't like your kids learning that history because you don't like Islam, and I don't like Islam either, but you don't like the fact that you are somehow connected to that. I'm sorry that you don't like history, but you can't deny it just because you don't like it.
You can't expect your kids to go to school and the only thing that they're going to learn about is Christianity. I mean, they're going to learn about science, they're going to learn about biology and physics and world history. It's not that somebody's trying to convert them into any of these other religions. I don't understand why these parents fucking care so much that their children are learning. They don't want them to have any knowledge, any open mind to, the world and current events around them. They just want them to be completely ignorant and know nothing. How can you don't want your children to know what's going on around them in the world and what is happening, so they're not like, what's Islam and why are they trying to kill us? I mean, you fucking break.
Don't worry about it, little Timmy. We don't like them. That's it. And the only thing that you could make up off the top of your head is like they must be jealous of America. They're not jealous of America whatsoever. You have to know about their culture. You have to know about their religion. And one of their main concerns is they don't want to be westernized. They don't want to turn into a big corporate company like America has become, where there's a Starbucks on every corner and there's a fucking Walmart everywhere. And they don't want that kind of thing. They don't want to be capitalist. They don't want to be corporate. Which is fine, which is understanding. And that's cool. But where it becomes wrong is where in their teachings and in their religion, it says that anyone who's like that, you're supposed to go kill them. That's where the problem is. But, of course they don't learn any of that stuff. And it'd be nice for your kids to know and learn, why people do the stupid shit that they do. And where those stupid ideas came from. Mm-hmm. Why would you want your children to be in the dark and not know things and not understand why things are? I don't understand this wall against knowledge that a lot of Christians have, or that a lot of religions in general have. They don't want to learn anything about any other religion except theirs, and any other religion that isn't theirs, they don't want to hear nothing about it. We don't want to hear it. It's not us, so keep it to yourself. Well, that's ridiculous. What if someone else had to? What if you did that with all the people that you talk to, that you come across day to day? If someone has a different opinion than you, and you're like, nope, my opinion's my opinion, and that's all I need. I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. Nope, that's it. I mean, you know how crazy your day at the office would be? If anytime someone had a different opinion than you at work, like, this is how you should do your TPS reports. I think this is the best way to do it. It's like, no, I don't want to hear what your way is. My way is my way, and I don't need to hear shit about yours. Nope. I'm going to keep doing things my way, I think is a little faster. Nope. Don't want to hear it. My way's fine.
No, that would definitely fucking be a problem in the office, for sure.
Yeah.
So then this crazy fucking bitch decides to write on the son's homework.
It says, my son will not be. Why she didn't underline will not?
Will not be. She put will not be. Will not be a part of this in any sort of way. This is bad teaching material. He will not partake. If you have a problem with it, call our lawyer. Is she fucking serious? I thought she was gonna say, if you have a problem with it, call me. If you have a problem with it, call our lawyer. And this is bad teaching? Really? It's bad teaching to fucking educate your children in world history and current events and things that they should know. They want them to know nothing except this, and that is all they want them to know. Literally anything outside of that, they could give two fucking shits. So what are your children going to grow up to be? You want them just to all grow up and be priests because you want them to only read this and learn about this and know everything about this all day of their lives. You don't want them to know science. You don't want them to know math. You don't want them to know history. You don't want them to know anything. You have a problem with pretty much every class in school.
Well, because the Bible teaches you not to learn anything except the Bible. And if you look at anything else besides the Bible, or even think about anything else that is outside of the Bible, then you will be punished. And that's one major thing that I do not like about the Bible, is that it makes you feel like you will be punished just for being curious, just to want to learn things, and it in fact
just
tells
use
you.
Your brain.
It in fact shames you and makes you scared, gives you fear to go learn about anything else because it tells you that even straying, even a little bit, even curiosity is punishable.
Yeah, but you know why? It's because if they gain knowledge and they use their brains and they are educated on other things, they're gonna see that this is bullshit. That's why they don't want them to learn anything.
Anything that is worth its merit will let you have the freedom to learn anything you want. And after you do as much research and knowledge about every other thing, in whether it's in contrast or comparison or what have you to whatever it is, if after you have all that information from both sides, you still believe in that, then that is true believing. But if you just believe in this because it says that you'll burn in hell if you don't, you're just believing because you're scared. That's not a good reason to believe in anything. That's ridiculous.
And it's funny that, you know, he is such an amazing, great, and loving God, but really, it's just terrifying people.
It's pretty much what it is. It's all a guilt trip into...
I love you, but if you don't follow me, I'm gonna kill you. You're gonna burn in hell for eternity. Like, anybody deserves that, but whatever.
Yeah. And, I mean, you know, so many people have come up to me with the whole thing like, well, God is like your father, and you have to listen to God, and if you do bad things, your father punishes you, right? Yeah, but when my kids spill milk, I don't put them in the furnace forever.
I don't take them outside and stone them.
Yeah, but God is saying you will burn forever. Like, I don't forever throw stones at them and they can never die and they will be in eternal pain forever and ever and ever. Non-stop. Forever.
Because
eternity.
they made you mad. Because they spilled something.
Because they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Even if they did something terrible and horrible, at some point, you say mercy. You know? It's like, alright, you learned your lesson. Now, take what you've learned and go on. You don't go, no, fuck you. Forever you burn. Like, come on now.
Give them a chance to accept their mistake and learn from it.
Yeah. And so that whole, you have to look at God as your father kind of thing. No, that's ridiculous. Now, the reason I have out the Bible is because after this shit where she says her kid's not going to partake in any of that stuff and call my fucking lawyer, she starts listing Bible verses. Ephesians
6:10.
6:10. Isaiah. Well, I'm not going to say them all, but they all. I looked them all up. That's why this is out, and I marked them all. And I was gonna read them, but I decided not to because they all say basically the same fucking thing. That God said to love just Him, and God loves you, and you need to stay with God, and God is the light, and God is your strength, and God.
And you don't need knowledge.
You know these people love God too. The Muslims, Islamists, anyone from literally any religion loves God.
Well, this is
it may not be, and you can say that it's not the exact same God, but if you know the history behind that religion and Judaism and Christianity, you know that it's all the same God. They just branched in different directions. So not only do they love their God, but their God is the same God as yours. So saying that you're not going to learn about that stuff because it says in the Bible to love God, well, they're doing it. They love God too. The exact same one. So saying that stuff is no point. You're making no point.
It's ignorant. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know the history, which the teachers are. That's what the teachers are fucking trying to teach their kids.
Oh, yeah.
And instead, and there's you'll see the scan the barcode square where it says scan code to hear the call to prayer from the blue mosque in Istanbul, and she goes, seriously? And has an arrow pointing to it. And then basically writes at the bottom, you know, how about Christian practices? Like, why aren't you teaching my child Christianity? Because we don't need to learn about Christianity. We're learning about world history.
We're in America. Number one, you already know pretty much everything that there is about fucking Christianity.
Right.
I'm pretty damn sure that this parent takes their kid to...
It's obviously like a public school.
Takes their kid to church every Sunday, and possibly takes them to Sunday school, considering she's this batshit crazy about the whole thing. Like, how dare you? So, like, you're not going to learn about Christianity here in America in school because, well, one, it's unconstitutional in the way that you want your child to be taught about Christianity is unconstitutional.
Right.
Now, if you were to learn about simply what Christianity is about in school...
Just the history of it. Just the history.
Historically, what it is and what it's about, and then that's it, then that's okay to learn in school because you're just learning historically what Christianity is about.
Right.
So that you know what that is. So that you have knowledge on it. That's it. Where you draw the line is when you start saying we need to read the Bible in school and it's true what's in there, and they're not saying on these Islamic worksheets that Islam is true and we need to start praying to Allah and all that. You know, that's not what it is. They're just teaching children what it's all about. Just what it is, so that they're familiar with what it is.
She wants them to...
It's like teaching your kid about the Holocaust, or teaching your kid what a tree is. Just so they know. It's good to know things. It's good to know what things are about. It's good to have information on everything. That doesn't mean that because you learn about a tree that your kid is being taught to be a tree worshiper. Or when your kid learns about the Holocaust that they're trying to be indoctrinated as a Nazi. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that's a good example. Comparison. Whatever. What she fucking wants is she wants them to be teaching the Bible and these specific fucking verses and chapters in the Bible. And, you know, she says, how about Christian practices that she has never underlined 3 times came home this year or last? Why would it?
It doesn't need to.
Yeah, we're not, you're Catholic school or whatever, some specific religious schools where they do actually have, you know, church services and they learn about the Bible and shit like that. But you can't expect for this to be taught to your kids. If you want to teach it to your kids, that's fine. If you want to fucking make them read the Bible all day, every day, and read all of these verses about how God is fucking amazing, then you can do that. But you cannot expect in school ever for there to be a class that is just going to teach Christianity and the Bible. No, they're going to teach you about science and evolution and history. All history. American history, world history, which would include all different countries and religions and everything. It's just fucking education. That's all it is. It's education. And these fucking crazy Christian bitches can't handle it. Just education. I don't understand how people can want their kids to grow up and know nothing. It's so sad.
They don't want their kids to know anything
They're gonna be
but this.
Yeah.
Like,
it's really sad.
they're afraid that if they learn about any other religion, that their kid is going to leave Christianity. Well, number one, let your kid make up their own mind. Like, if you never teach them anything else, and then you prohibit them from learning anything else and telling them, you better not learn about anything else, you stick to this, or you're in big fucking trouble.
That's a problem.
Then as soon as they get any outside information, even by accident, they're gonna fucking light up, be like, oh, I've never heard this shit before. This is all new shit to me. I want to know
because they've been
I
kept
want to
in
know
the dark.
everything about. Holy shit! You mean there's something other than this out there? Holy crap! I want to know about it.
Yeah.
Especially in the teenage years, where they're just looking for something to go against you. That's with every kid, and especially if you keep someone in the dark from a whole bunch of information, and especially if you tell them they're forbidden to learn new information, then new information is going to be what they're going to want to learn about. You make it that much more tempting if you keep it open to your children and teach them everything that there is. Then they're not going to have this want to stray from the original teachings. And even if they do, it's of their own accord, and it's from knowledge. It's from actually thinking about things and coming to their own rational, logical, and educated decision. Which I think, if my kids decide to be any religion or join any belief other than something that I approve of, if they did it based on knowledge, logic, and if they did it for all the right reasons, I would at least respect it. I may not like it, but I would respect it. And that's what's important to me, is if you know what you're doing, if you're knowledgeable about things, you use your brain, and you aren't ignorant in things. That you don't come to a decision or stick with your current situation out of fear and ignorance. And when you don't let your kids learn about anything else except what's in here, and teach that everything else that's not in here is evil and terrible, not only are you pushing them more to want to learn something else, especially in their teenage years where they can't wait to piss you off, but also they're coming from a position of ignorance. Don't you want your kids to be Christian because they have all the information about all the other religions and find Christianity to make the most sense because it's more right than any other religion in their mind, and they came to that decision logically, rather than your kids not knowing shit about anything else and just follow this just because you say so, because they don't know nothing about anything else and this is all they know, and they're just following this out of ignorance. I mean, wouldn't you feel bad? I know I would, if my kids believed what I believe because I never let them learn about shit else.
Yeah.
Like, you believe what you believe in the same thing that I believe because you're fucking dumb. Because I never let you learn anything else. This is all you fucking know. So basically, you're ignorant. And that's why you believe the same thing that I believe, because I never let you learn anything.
It's just it's brainwashing. I can't.
I would feel terrible if that was the reason that my kids agreed with me on things. Just because it's all they knew and I never let them know anything else. Like, I would feel like a complete asshole. Not only that, but I would know that my kids couldn't. My kids would be held back from so many things, intellectually and job-wise, financially. Like, there's so many things that they can't do because they don't have the knowledge. Not necessarily that they can't do, but can't excel or be as good as they could be because they don't have enough knowledge about anything.
Because their sense of reality would be different. Every thought the whole way they would live their life would be by the Bible, and that is it. That's it.
Yeah, but that's
They
what
wouldn't
Christians
live
want, is for
in
them to live by the Bible.
It's not living in reality, like, but I mean, again, like, you know, yeah, we teach our kids about everything there is to know about everything. So they're free to make their own choices, believe what they want to believe. You know, that's fine, but we want them to make those decisions based off of what they've been educated on and knowledge and knowing about, you know, all sides of the spectrum and of all religions. And I can't imagine sitting them down and saying, this is what me and Dad believe in, and you better follow it.
Anyway, that's our thoughts on that. We are the Lazy Opinionated Punks. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe.
And share.